has a tattoo at 11. I'll be tattooing. I'm filling in a tattoo, which is like the funnest thing ever. Because you don't have to go in and draw anything. You're not rushing around. You're just like...
Yeah, she's well rested.
Yeah,
I'm like up until
like ready to go.
I got a client who's super awesome. He came at me for his first tattoo. He asked me for like an EGA, like an Eagle, Globe, and Anchor. He came at me like a week ago or something. He wants the other sleeve, and he's gonna let me do a tiger. It's gonna be a good day.
Yeah, I have an easy day.
I have a long day that's gonna be fulfilling. Come on, let's do this. This is what I'm thinking as far as the layout of your tattoo. Oh, that is a good mark of where to end this. You know, where to end my shade out. Mm-hmm. Tattooing, like it moves in your skin. The skin gets old, moves around. You know, you want to be able to read it. It takes a while to understand the medium.
You're always changing. You're always evolving. You're always learning. You just always want to be better.
Is that book better?
Yeah, that one was too close. It's like, hey.
Hey.
About to attack you.
Oh. Everyone asks that question, you know. Are you sure you want to work with your wife? You know?
Yeah, I was not sure.
Are you sure about that? But we don't have the same type of gig as a lot of people. Like, that's when we're at our best. I can see Mel at her best, you know? I know she can see me at my best, at my happiest. I'm my happiest when I'm in my element,
yep.
You know, which has become tattooing.
There's just all those TV shows. See the tattoo shop, the person comes in, they ask for a sleeve, they'll come back in half an hour, we'll sort you out. Like, you can't do that. There's just so much work that goes into tattooing, and I think people don't notice that. They don't know that you just spent 10 hours drawing your tattoo, and now you have to spend another 30 tattooing it.
A typical day is wake up, get Cooper, start making breakfast, we'll pack his snack, Coop gets on the bus, and the other side of life happens, you know? That's our morning. Our morning is kind of hectic. Our whole thing's a little hectic,
but it's good.
But it's good, it's manageable.
When I was around 8 or 9, my aunt was getting a tattoo, and I went with her. And I remember walking into the shop and being like, what is this? You know, that was never a part of my life. And I knew, like, I want that. This is me.
From Pittsburgh, I joined the military. During the military, I spent 3 years in Korea. On base, everyone knew me as like the artsy kid. So this dude asked me to do a tattoo for him, asked me to design a tattoo for him. Like where I was at and on base, you're not allowed to tattoo at all. And I had no idea what I was doing. I got like information from the internet and
VHS tapes.
Yeah, all this stuff. Like, oh man. And I never fronted on anyone. I was like, hey, look, I have no idea what I'm doing. You know, and they were like, cool.
Yeah, I don't know why people
I
are
don't
totally
have
okay
any
with that.
idea, but they did, and I loved it. You can. I was married. I had Cooper,
Yep.
right? I got divorced. Me and Mel started dating.
Cooper was living with his biological mom.
They went to Korea. I went over to Korea. I hadn't seen him in like 2 months.
Yeah, that was bad.
And it was horrible. I couldn't deal with it.
And he's like, I want my son.
I was
like, whoa.
That was gnarly.
Yeah, it was a lot. I'm gonna be a mom.
Yeah.
Anchored. But I never wanted to have children. I got Cooper after all the baby stuff. He was like almost 4, he was like 3.5 when he came to live with us. And that was the most humbling experience ever, like having Cooper come into my life. You don't realize like how much your family does for you until you have like...
Coop.
I almost teared.
That's not hard.
Don't do it. I cry all the time.
She likes to cry.
I love tattooing, and I think it's a big responsibility to be a tattooer. And I'm super grateful to be able to do that and to give someone something they're gonna have forever that they're proud of.
This is like a hug and I'm not a hugger.
You're taking what the client is looking for and just trying to make that the best for them. It's just cool that you just always can strive to be better and to give your clients something better than that they would even expect.
They do that like thing in the mirror, they're like, and then their whole face changes. You know, they're like,
This is way
"That's
cooler than I ever
way
expected."
cooler than what I wanted it to
And
look
you're
like." Yeah.
Can you move it down about this?
Yeah, the back 3 inches. You got it.
Can't beat it. For your health.
For your health, America. I gotta go to work. So can I hustle? Can I get out of here and work?
Yes.